Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Hope you're all having a good day and Merry Christmas to you all. Today I'm bringing you this cute little Country Club hand gel. So inside has just got this little hand sanitising gel, and as you can see I've used one of the new sweets that we have, and this is called, I believe the sweet's called Country Club. I've used most of it here. The only thing I haven't used is the embossing folder, but it's great and I love it. Little wooden elements here of the golf ball and the flag, some twine, beautiful DSP, and I just thought it went really well because of the hand gel being green. So I'll show you how I make it. So to start off with, you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock. So for the wrap you'll need a piece of cardstock that is 11 3/4 by 2 3/4, which is 30 by 7 centimeters, and the bit for the box inside is 8.5 by 3 3/4, which is 22 by 9.5. So we'll just start with the wrap to begin with, and just grab my scoring board, and on the long side we're simply going to score at 5 inches and 6 3/4, which in centimetres is 12.5 and 17. And then, to be fair, while we've got our scoring board out, we may as well do the other piece as well. So for your box insert, and this is the bit that your hand gel sits in, on the long side we're going to score at 1 inch, 3 3/4, 4 3/4 and 7.5, which in centimetres is 2.5, 9.5, 12 and 19. And then on the short side we're going to score at 1 inch and 2 3/4 inches, which is 2.5 and 7 centimetres. So that's our scoring done. So back in with our long piece here, and literally it's just as simple as folding those 2 score lines. Okay, then what we're going to do is get the detailed trio punch, and we're going to pop the all 4 corners in here so they're nice and rounded. So now both of those are nicely rounded. And then we also need our DSP. So you need 2 panels that are 2.5 by 4 3/4, which is 6.5 by 12 centimetres. And again, we're just going to round the corners of that one. Of obviously the 2 pieces, but you only need to do 2 corners. Okay, keep hold of this because you will need it in just a second. So we're going to adhere this onto the wrap itself. So I'm going to pop this one on just there, and likewise this one on the other side. This one on here, and then with your trio punch that I previously mentioned, we're going to punch these little holes in the corners. Okay, now on one of my previous videos I think I showed you how I did this. These 2 markings here I actually used to line up my cardstock, so if you can see now the edges line up with the edges, outside edges of those marks, and that's simply all I do. Make sure that it's pushed in and touching the back, and then when you punch it you get that just there. So same again here. These aren't quite working out the right way, but at least they'll be in the same place on both sides, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why they're so wonky when the other ones weren't, but never mind. So that's that bit done. And then to decorate it, I have a 2-inch circle punch of garden green, and then I have some Whisper White here for my stamping and punching. So I'm going to go with some garden green and Night of Navy. And so my first, it would help if I got the stamp, wouldn't it? So this is the wonderful stamp. Some great full-sized images going on here. Great sentiment. So I'm just going for this little one here in the top corner. So pop that on there. So I want to stamp this in Night of Navy. Just there. And then I'm going to punch that one out with the 1.5 inch circle punch. And then I'm going to stamp the same sentiment again, but this time in garden green. Just there. Put those away. And then with the die cut, so these are the golf club dies, which again, as you can see, some fabulous elements going on with these. And I'm just going to pick this smallest label die here, because this will cut that little word out perfectly. So I'm just going to move these slightly while I just quickly run this through here, just to die cut that word out. Okay, let me move that back. So there's my little die that I'm just going to put back because I don't want to lose it. And then out of that I then have my little sentiment. So that is being stuck over the top of the Night of Navy one, obviously in a straight line. And then I'm just going to stick that directly onto here. And then I have those lovely elements here, and as you can see there's different options, but I'm again going to go for the golf ball and the flag, but there's tees and golf clubs and banners and those, and then there's also those other elements in there. Put that out of the way, and then I've actually just used glue dots to hold these in place, so just one on the golf ball, one on the back of the flag, and then I did actually fold this glue dot in half and used it on the bottom part of this flag, and then obviously just pop that on there. And then I just need some dimensionals to pop on the back of here, and that sits on the front of your wrap there. So that's that bit done just there. And then the last bit is the insert box. So we obviously scored it earlier, so we're going to fold and burnish all of those score lines. And then what we're going to do before we do anything else, my layering ovals, and I've picked the one out here that will fit best. And I just simply tried it by popping the hand gel in to make sure it fits, which it did. So back in with your Big Shot, and then just simply pop it on, make sure it's equal spacing all around, and then run that through so it sits in the centre square. So that's that part done. And then you need your scissors. So the first thing you need to do here is cut the wedges out of the corner tabs, and likewise with this one. Now I know these are going a completely different way, but it doesn't matter for this because it's obviously inside, so you won't see it anyway. Okay, so that's that part done. So if you imagine now that these tuck under there and these tuck under there, so you now need to cut these side bits just down a fraction. So we're going to cut away these corners completely, and then we're also going to cut wedges out of this strip, and I'm also going to take some of the length off, and the same here. I'm going to take out the wedges and most of the thickness of it. Just cut that last bit off there. Okay, so you should end up with that kind of shape when you've finished. And then, as always, grab my tear and tape. So the first bit is going to go on, wait a minute, let me get me, yes, okay, make sure it's the right way round. So I'm going to put a strip on there and on the opposite one. And then a final strip on there. And then you just need your little pieces to go on the tabs here. Don't worry if they're a bit too long, I can soon hide them. Okay, and then we're going to start with this part first. So just take the backing off these pieces. Just tuck that excess bit under. So pop those onto there. Then this one goes inside there. And this one, again, just tuck that in, and that goes inside there. And these last pieces, I'm actually going to take all of the backing off these. The last one, and then these will go inside to hold the box in shape. And what I did find easiest was, once these are all inside, is to just pop your fingers through these holes here, just to make sure that everything's all stuck down, and you've kind of got a mini tissue box going on. And then you just need to pop some tear and tape across the bottom here to hold this in place. Another bit there. Bring your wrap back in. Take your backing off. And then this just sits, and I found if you hold the back up to use as a rest, if you like, you can sit it up to that, line your edges up, and then again just press down on the inside there, and then your hand gel will sit inside. And then the twine that goes with this beautiful suite, as you can see, it comes in 4 colours: Poppy, Parade, Basic Black, Garden Green and Night of Navy. And then you just need a length of the twine to go through both of these punched holes. Whoops. And again through this side, and then I actually found it easiest to lie it down to tie it up, because it doesn't want to keep springing open then. And then just tie your bow, and then obviously you can stand it up to fiddle about with that bow. Doesn't want to go correctly, but there you have it. There are your Country Club hand gel. Hope you like them. Hope it gives you an idea of someone to give them to or to make one for. Thank you for joining me and have a great Christmas. See you all again soon. Bye.